Hello and welcome to our student panel, Pop On In. We hope you brought your popcorn and we thank you for joining us for this session. My name is Bayleigh Smith. I'm the Welcome Center Coordinator here at Lamar University, and joined with me I have a few LU crew members. The LU crew is a job on campus where they are able to give tours to prospective students, answer admissions, phone calls, run mail, and do various other tasks. They will share about their experiences here at the university in just a few minutes. Before we get started, I want to let you know a couple of housekeeping things. We will be recording this session. As you know, this will be posted on our website, lamar.edu/visit, so you can take a look at it anytime you want to and get the information that they share. We also have the chat function available at the bottom of the screen if you would like to chat with us, and we will keep your mics turned off and your your mic's muted and your video turned off. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the crew members. They're gonna introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about who they are and their experience at LU. And Elise, if you want to start us off.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Elise. I just graduated this past May, and I will be pursuing my master's in the College of Business here at Lamar in fall 2020, and I am so excited to continue working for the LU crew and being a part of the Lamar community.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Tatum Keishnik. I'm also a Lamar 2020 grad. I graduated with my degree in Applied Arts and Sciences, and I'll be going to chiropractic school this fall. I've worked for the LU crew for 4 years now, so it's sad to leave. But yeah, my favorite thing about Lamar is just the different organizations that we have and how easy it is to get involved for sure.
So, hi, my name is Kelsey Tran. I'm from Nederland, Texas. I also just graduated as well with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology. I'm going to pursue my Master's of Science in Biology. And the reason why I love Lamar is because of all the opportunities it has given me to excel both personally and academically.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, ladies. As you can see, there is a small little theme that we have with the crew members that are joining us. They are all graduated seniors. They just graduated this past May. So we're going to kind of dive into that and talk about their experiences they all attended Lamar for all 4 years of their bachelor's degree. So we're going to kind of dive into that and talk about their experiences from start to finish, basically. So the first question that I have for you goes back to your freshman year, first semester. What was the thing that you were most nervous about, and what was the thing that surprised you the most about college life? And I'm hitting them with some pretty good questions where they have to think a little bit. So I'm going to give them a couple of minutes just to think about it, and you guys can go as soon as you have an answer.
I guess that I was most nervous about the college classes. Like, everyone's like, oh, college is way different than high school. But it was actually a pretty easy transition for me. No, I didn't have to study in high school. And yes, I did have to study in college. But I had a good support system, from my teachers. And what surprised me the most is my mom actually made me go through recruitment for a sorority. I didn't want to, but I did it, and I absolutely loved it. I've been in it for 4 years, and so that was something that really surprised me. Don't be scared to put yourself out there. Don't be scared to get involved in several different organizations, because I promise you will not regret it.
So my thing was, I came from a really small high school here in Beaumont, and literally we just had one building and one floor, and that's all I was used to, and that was even big for me coming from middle school, so that was an adjustment. And then I remember I toured Lamar for my first time ever, and it was huge. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm totally going to get lost. Nobody's going to be able to help me or anything. And I was really scared about that, and also meeting new people and just finding my own niche in Lamar. So when I came to Lamar, of course I got lost, especially on my first day. Everybody was so kind and so nice and helped me get from class to class. And, they weren't mad about it or rude about it. Everybody was just so genuine and friendly. And also they help me, get involved on campus and learning about different organizations, like walking from class to class. And there's always different tables. There's also different events going on, fundraisers for the organizations, and just supporting them and hearing about them. That also helped me get really involved in Lamar.
So my experience, or what I was nervous about was kind of both of what they said, basically in that I was kind of nervous I wouldn't excel as much as I thought I would, in the way that I didn't know, because I was coming from Nederland, Texas, which is only 7 to 10 minutes away from Lamar University's campus. I was afraid that I was going to stay in the trap of just going to school and going home, but like Tatum and Elise both talked about, is getting involved really helped me to get out of my shell, get out of my comfort zone, and do more than that. So I was involved in 3 different organizations. I also got leadership positions in those organizations, got involved more, and then got this job. So that kept me on campus a lot more, and more involved around the campus as well and in the community.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. I think one thing that we could probably all agree on is that no matter what, no matter where you go, there's going to be something that you're going to be nervous about. And that's just starting a new experience. There's always, when you start something new and you go into something that you've never done before, there's always going to be that little bit of that nervousness. But focus more on the excitement rather than the nerves, because there's something new around the corner. And so there's so many different opportunities, especially here at Lamar University, for you to be able to just be immersed into the atmosphere, whether you're living on campus or not. You can join so many organizations, events, different things. So just take that step your first year and do something, go to an event, join an organization, stop by that table that's outside in the quad, or, just the different things that you can do. And I think they can all attest to the fact that getting involved helps them make their experience even greater. So as you have transitioned through freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, what has been the one thing that has stood out to you for your 4 years here at Lamar?
I would say the thing that stood out to me is the compassion and the dedication the professors show to their students. So I forgot to tell y'all, I'm a human resource major and I studied in the College of Business. And my professors there, they were so dedicated to making sure like us as students felt prepared and that we felt heard, and that we knew that we could come to them for anything, whether it was school related or just anything, and just to build those relationships with them, which in turn led to some really wonderful opportunities, not just for myself, but for other students as well. So actually, I'm bringing back an organization in the College of Business, and I couldn't have done that without the help and support of the professors at Lamar, as well as in the College of Business. So that's one of the things that's really stood out, and it's like stood the test of time throughout my years at Lamar.
I would have honestly said the same thing. Like every single semester that I've taken classes here, there's always been at least one professor that has just gone completely out of their way to help me, or other students who need accommodations, or literally you'll go into class and they'll be like, hey, here's my cell phone number, text me if you need anything, in case I'm not emailing to or responding to emails fast enough. They're just so laid back, but they want what's best for you. They want to see you succeed, because it looks good for them as well. So they want to be there for you and get you through. So it's definitely something that helped make the adjustment of college go a little bit more smoothly for me. So that was what stood out the most, I think.
Yeah, so I would have to agree with what both Tatum and Elise said, and that our professors on campus are readily available to help you. They always have their office hours, and they tell you that the first day of class, and they will remind you throughout the school year, even if you do have any kind of problems, or if you just need somebody to talk to about your schoolwork or how you're doing in life, because these are going to be ultimately your mentors throughout your college journey. So keep that in mind, because maybe one day they'll be there with you at the end, or your letter, they'll write you a letter of recommendation. But another thing that has stood out to me all these 4 years, going through it, I've seen Lamar University grow as a campus and as a community. In 2019, I believe, last fall, we reached our highest enrollment rate. And that's just because our campus and community has grown exponentially, just because we've had a couple new buildings on campus, one of them being the new Science and Technology building, my favorite building. There may be a couple of questions later that will go into it, but these new buildings that have opened on campus have opened up new opportunities for students. So another building on campus is the CICE building. It's a commercialization, industrialization, Center for Entrepreneurship, I believe, and they do a lot with business and stuff. They actually gave me a grant to conduct undergraduate research, and it was kind of nice. And that was another opportunity that Lamar has given me through these new buildings and growth on campus.
Awesome. I wouldn't have expected that to be the number one thing. So that's really great to hear, because I mean, we do have great faculty and staff, and a lot of times, you know, when we're talking about Lamar and we're talking about the great and the good experiences and everything, we focus a lot on like the events and the organizations. And I think it's awesome that all three of you are like the professors and the faculty, like they're amazing, you know? And I think that just speaks to it, and they're so amazing. And then the resources that we have on campus. So we have tons of resources, and that helps the professors be successful, and that helps students be successful. And so just overall, I think it's a great atmosphere to be a part of. So now we're going to transition to your senior year. Y'all have made it this far. You finally, you know, you went through freshman, you had the nerves, you joined the organizations, you got through sophomore and junior year, and now you're in your senior year. You're 1 year away from graduating. What's the thing that like was the hardest for you to finally get pushed to like that you like got that senioritis? What was the hardest thing for you? Was it classes? Was it social life? Was it work?
I guess I'll start. I had a pretty unconventional senior year because I was a nursing student for 3.5 years. And then my last semester at Lamar, I decided to change. So I went through the program and everything. So my final semester, I was transitioning to taking classes in a brand new department. Well, really, I only took 3 classes my final semester. Only one of them was on campus. So then I also adjusted to taking 2 classes online. And then not to mention mid-semester, my other class got put to online because of the COVID-19 situation. So just kind of getting used to doing something new all at the same time of looking forward to graduating. So I was learning all these new different things for just 1 semester. So that was kind of crazy. But I didn't really have much of senioritis because I knew that I would be continuing education. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I'm done forever, you know. So now I'm just trying to enjoy my summer while I can.
For sure.
Yeah, I kind of like want to go off what Tatum said. Like, I didn't have senioritis at all this year, which is a big surprise because in high school I had senioritis so bad. And it hit really hard. So I was expecting it to hit hard because, you know, college is a lot harder. It's a lot more stressful. You know, you're kind of ready for it to be over. But I kind of had the opposite effect. Like, I think it was, this past January, I, like, freaked out. I was like, oh, my gosh, it's my last semester. Like, I'm not ready to leave. Like, my boss Bayleigh would tell you. Like, I just wasn't ready to leave the campus life, my job, or anything. And, I just kind of wanted to turn back time because, towards the end of my college career, my undergraduate career, I really wish I would have been involved in more organizations as well as campus life. So definitely take advantage of it and don't wait until the very end because, you're going to miss out for sure. So that was a really hard part, but luckily I'm able to continue my education at Lamar. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to it yet, and definitely want to improve upon myself and get my master's. And then I still get to work for the LU crew, so I'm just very excited about that. And also, being a senior, a lot hit us really hard, especially this past semester with Corona, like Tatum was talking about. And sometimes, those surprises happen and they remind you that, you're not always in control. So that's also like a big lesson I've learned this past year.
Yeah, so for me, I guess I didn't really feel senioritis till maybe the very end, but maybe that's just because classes were online. But the whole time I was kind of used to school already. I kind of already had the flow of going through classes. I had to study a certain way to pass these tests, and it just really didn't bother me that I was about to graduate. Rather, other than having to face reality that I'm about to go into the real world, I just graduated. I may have to find a new job. But however, I am continuing my education, like Elise and Tatum are, because I'm going to get my master's. So it's just going to be another cycle. So right now I'm kind of in that summer mode where I'm just kind of relaxing a little bit before I go back to classes in the fall. But other than that, my summer year was basically writing papers in both semesters. I mean, you should already know how your study methods are at this point. You should know how to, at the end, you're kind of like over it, but you just got to get through it because, I mean, you're almost there. So.
Yeah. So kind of piggybacking off of that, what does it feel like to be a graduate, like, of Lamar University and just in general? Like, what does it feel like to have your bachelor's degree?
So I feel like I should also add, like, I think that we had senioritis like as sophomores. So I know me and Elise did for sure. Like us three, me, Elise, and Kelsey, and Bayleigh. I've been friends with Bayleigh longer than they have, but us three we're all in the same sorority. So we've been friends for all of our 4 years here. And I can tell you, like, as sophomores, we're like, oh my gosh, when can I graduate? And now that I'm graduated, I'm like, okay, well, I really don't feel any different because I'm still working at Lamar. Like, I still feel like I'm a student here, which it's going to change in August when I have to move off, but it's going to be bittersweet because I know that I won't ever have to take my undergrad classes. Like, I have a degree. I'm a little bit more of an adult now. So it just kind of goes back and forth between, like, I feel like I'm still here, but at the same time, like, I'm a whole woman with a degree. So
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel as well. Just kind of in that limbo area, but we all three of us have a clear plan of what we want to do next, so that kind of helps as well. So always come up with your backup plan with any kind of plan you're wanting to do. So if you want to go to pre-professional school, think about doing another like leveling up, going higher in education, whether it be a master's or PhD program, anything like that. Always have a backup plan because sometimes it doesn't work out the way that you want it, and that's okay because everything happens for a reason. So.
Yeah, definitely. After graduating, honestly, I just feel old. So when I was a freshman, I remember like looking up to the seniors and I was like, they just graduated. I was like, oh my gosh, they're so old. And here I am, just a little baby freshman. And now I'm the old person now. And I love that I graduated and I still get to continue my education. It's just kind of like in a weird spot because, you're still trying to figure out like what you want to do post-graduation and kind of like what you want to do with your life. But definitely Lamar has been like a big helping me, figure out what I want to do with my career. Because even after you graduate, you can still use the services at Lamar. So definitely take advantage of that. I know I am, so I feel okay. I feel good about it.
Well, I think what you had to say about having a backup plan is something that we all need in our life. Even if you're not in school, always have a backup plan because things don't always go the way you want them to go or the way you thought they were going to go. And just having that backup plan, it definitely helps for sure. So kind of piggybacking off of that, I wore my homecoming shirt from 2019. Moments make memories. That's what it says, right? Yeah. No, just kidding. Yeah. So moments make memories. So with that statement, that was our theme for homecoming, but it really is a great theme just overall for this session, to be honest. And so I kind of wanted to dive into that. What has been your favorite memory from Lamar, your 4 years at Lamar University? And if you can't come up with one, you can do like one from organizations and like one from school or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm ready. So
Okay.
I have like 2.5 best memories. So one of them two of them go under organization. So of course, working for the LU crew for 4 years, like that's a lot of people don't hold jobs for that long whenever they're like in undergrad. Like you move around, you have restaurant jobs and stuff like that. But I've been fortunate enough to be able to work for the LU crew for 4 years. Well, we used to be student delegates. That's how old I am. Like have been working here. But and then also being in a sorority for the past 4 years, it gives you so many opportunities to do really good events with your friends, make more friends. It's like a really good networking thing as well. But then my Lamar experience, that would be my favorite, would be my study abroad trips to Ireland and New Zealand. I did 2 study abroads. One was geography of tourism, and that went to Ireland during spring break my freshman year. And then the next one was geography of the South Pacific, and that went to New Zealand for 2 weeks at the end of my fall semester as a sophomore. So I did like back-to-back semesters of study abroad. And it was just so much fun to learn about different cultures and be there with classmates and get to experience all those things. So I recommend it.
So my best experience would have to go with what I kind of introduced myself with earlier about all the opportunities and like how I loved seeing Lamar grow on campus, like all the buildings that have been added. But with the Science and Technology building, last year I started undergraduate research with one of my professors, and then I got a grant to do research in that new Science and Technology building for all last summer. So that was my best experience on campus. I actually did Alzheimer's research, and I got to present that research to the Lamar community and officials from the Beaumont area. So it was a really cool experience because I got to see a different side of science than what I would see in the classroom.
Okay, so I have 2. So my first one is working for the LU crew because when I started the LU crew and, I progressed through it, like my love for Lamar just grew even more, and like my respect for it and the faculty and the students here at Lamar, and being able to help them navigate to, the best college for them. And then also growing with the university and watching the growth and being a part of it was really awesome. And I'm so glad I get to continue to do that. And then my second favorite memory was actually from one of my classes. So it was my seminar to entrepreneurship class. And that was just an elective class I just took for fun, just get out of my box a little bit. And we actually went to Americom Marketing here located in Beaumont. And we got to go visit them and learn about marketing as well as being an entrepreneur. And they actually gave us like a set of jewelry that they had, and they gave us like 5 minutes, and we had 2 different groups, and we had to present it to them like we were on Shark Tank. And I love that show. So that was a really cool opportunity I got to do, and definitely something that got me out of my box and just to get out of the classroom too. So that's just another way, like the professors here are just so creative and innovative as well.
Awesome, guys. I think something that you can see from Kelsey, Elise, and Tatum's experiences is that they're all different. They all touch on different things, and so no matter what you do, if you are heavily involved in organizations, or if you work on campus and you're more focused on school, and whatever the case may be, there's going to be a good experience. And I think it's Matt who says it, or maybe one of y'all, I'm not sure, but says now I'm forgetting, what is it? Your experiences make the moments, or do y'all know what I'm talking about? What Matt says? Or Tatum, you may say it.
I usually say, like, no matter where you go to school, like, your experience makes your time in college. So, like, you have to put in the work to go out and reach out to people, or else you're not going to have a good time in college. Like, if you just stay cooped up in your room, no matter where you go, your college experience is going to be so boring. So definitely try to get involved in some way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of along the lines of what you're going for. But
yeah. Thank you. Couldn't get the words out. But yeah, your experiences, like they make or break your college career, no matter where you go. And I think it's important to realize that they each had different experiences, and you're gonna have a different experience, but it's what you make it that makes it worth the while. And they've been here, they've done it for 4 years, they've been successful, they got their bachelor's degree. So if you're going to take advice from somebody, I would strongly encourage taking it from them. So to kind of finish this up and wrap it up, we've been on here for, I think, like 20, 25 minutes, something like that. Just to kind of wrap it up and to give everybody that's watching and anybody that watches in the future just a little piece of advice, whether they are a transfer student coming to Lamar or whether they're a freshman coming in, just a piece of advice for them while they're at Lamar University.
So I'll start. My best piece of advice would be, especially starting your freshman year, you need to find a good balance between your social life and your homework life. Obviously, you're here to get a degree. You're here to get an education and make good grades in your class. But you also need to set aside time for your friends and family, and like plan weekend trips with your friends. Like do all that fun stuff. Go to tailgates, because especially your first 2 years, you have a little bit of extra time for that. But as you progress into your junior and senior year, your time is like your free time is few and far between. So you definitely want to take advantage of it those first 2 years.
Yeah, so kind of like what Tatum said, take advantage of all that time and get involved is another thing I would say throughout that time. It's never too late to get involved, but you want to get involved as early as possible just so that you develop those kind of friendships, relationships, or networking skills, any kind of skills that could help you in your future career path or just future in general. But other than that, don't be afraid to speak to your professors. They're here to help you. Like we said in one of our first questions and our answers, your professors are here to help you. They're here to help you succeed in your career path. So keep that in mind, because some students are kind of scared sometimes to ask questions, or they don't want to seem too dumb, but there is no dumb or stupid question. Just get them asked, and they'll help you as best as they can.
My piece of advice would be college is really, really hard. Not just the academic aspect of it, but the social aspect as well. You're learning who you are as a student, who you are as a person, where you want to go in your professional life. Also, your friends are going through the same thing. So what I would tell you is just to rely on each other as well as your Lamar community, because we're here to build you up and, for you to rely on us. Like we want to be there throughout your growth. So just don't be afraid to reach out, because we want to help you succeed as much as we can. And just don't ever be scared of that, because that's what we're here for. So.
Awesome. One last thing, we're not going to go, you don't have to go into an explanation of why you chose it, and I'll start. But one word to describe Lamar University and your experiences. I'll start and I'll say passionate.
Growth.
Home.
Opportunities.
Awesome. We're going to let you guys just kind of take that for what it's worth and dive into that. And if you want to know more of why we chose that word, or if you want to know more from Tatum, Elise, and Kelsey about their major or about their experiences, please feel free to email us at lamar.edu/visit. If you want to hear from Tatum, Elise, or Kelsey, include their name in the subject line so that they can be the ones to email you. With that, we are going to go ahead and end this session. We hope that you'll join us for future sessions. You can find those on lamar.edu/visit. We have virtual campus tours every week on Tuesdays at 11 and Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. So we hope that you'll join us for one of those, and we'll see you around. Bye. Thanks for popping on in.